Hey guys, it's Alina, part 2, and maybe I'll finish part 2 in the morning, but for right now, I'm going to start it today. Huh. Okay, so in my part 1 on how to make a mermaid tail, which is basically the same thing, it was the monofin, and isn't it beautiful? It's the size of my face. Alright. So here's the monofin, and now we're just going to make the mermaid tail out of duct tape. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the duct tape in silver, and I'm not going to make this one completely my size. You want to make sure your legs are spread out about that much when you're making this. And you're sitting down in a chair probably is the best idea, or just standing up the whole time. So let's get started. So I'm going to move my iPad here and face it downwards so you can't see my face. I may just face it towards the mirror. Who knows what I'm going to do right now. Alright, so you're just going to need your duct tape and your scissors. You can use a plastic bag or whatever you want to use, but I'm going to use a plastic bag because I'm not going to fill my whole body with duct tape on the outer sides, because you would have, if you know what I mean, you would have to, let me find the opening in this. Right here. This way, okay. And you would have to use the sticky side. So use the sticky side and face it outward. But I'm not going to do that. But you want to make sure your legs are spread out while you're doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use saran wrap or some of these bags and just put it around me like that, all around to the bottom, so it's going to be easier to do this. So be right back. Alright, I know this is going to sound silly, but I'm using a garbage bag, or this is actually a leaf bag, and it's so big. So if you have something too big, I'm going to show you how to make it like smaller, because this is massive. So as you can see, it's basically this big. So you're first going to step inside of it. Alright. After you've stepped inside, you're going to move it. You're going to roll it down. This is a little too tall for me. I'm going to make it down to about here, I guess. Oh, yeah, I have to put my legs out. Not following my own rules. Okay, this is really hard because it's really sticky. It sticks to you. Alright, now, before we move on from this point, you're going to sit down on the ground, get your scissors, and then let me get my legs just a little closer together. You're going to cut this bottom area off, just as you're covering it in duct tape, and then you will like duct tape it back together and stuff, if you know what I mean. Stabbing a hole, cutting, and just cutting the garbage bag. I wish I can get up and stop it, but I can't right now because the obvious answer is I'm cutting right now. Okay, so these are way too far away from each other. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then you're going to stand up again. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so I think I'm going to have my legs this far apart, and I'm going to roll it down to about here in my mermaid tail, or not mine, I'm making this for my niece. Okay, so you're just going to take this, and you're just going to wrap it around yourself. I think I have to lower or higher this. Okay, so as you're wrapping around, it kind of gets spinning. So that's what I just figured out. And you want to try to get as much as you can. And then you're just going to tape this here. So I'm going to do that. Alright, so this looks ugly, but don't worry because you're going to be covering it all up. And yeah, I need to move this piece up just a little bit more. Keep that one there. Can't really move it up now, so I'm just going to tape it across here. Keep your legs spread out mostly the whole time against the garbage bag or whatever you were using. Can't really take that off, it's too tight. Oh well. I'll just leave it like this for now. Alright, so then you're just going to duct tape this whole thing. You can do scales, but I'm not feeling that good to do that. Alright, so let's begin on duct taping. I am sitting in a spinny chair. I don't know what the actual name is for it, but I'm going to call it a spinny chair. I'm going to duct tape it here actually because it feels a little too loose for me. So, getting more duct tape out. And cutting it. And then duct taping it to here. So, yep. Alright, so there we go. You want to keep your legs spread out as much as you can. I'm not doing this part of my legs. So let's just start. So, ripping piece, long piece. Okay, using this really long strip, I'm going to cut it about to here. So I'll just keep duct taping it. Alright, so I've got most of this done. As you can see, this one does not go all the way up. I'm just going to have to work my way down. So, yeah, I just have this last part. I don't know how the back looks too much. Oh, I'm looking in the camera and it actually looks better than I thought it would look like. Hold up. And, I just missed this one spot. So I'm just going to film the rest on camera because I'm almost finished and stuff. I just have this area to do. My bottom. So. Alright, so as you can see, I have that area and a little bit in the front. Not too much, but yeah. So I'll be right back, even though I said I was going to film it. Never mind. I have finished all of this, and I'm just going to try on my monofin with it. I'm going to make a cover for this thing, and it's going to go about up to here. Because this is, I'm not making this for me. You just have to make it on a bigger person. Unless you want to stretch your legs out, like, really far, you'd have to stretch them out to about here. And then make it. And then make it up to here because it shrinks it. As you could see. Because I started it down to here. And it went all the way up to here. So, yeah. Getting my feet into my monofin I made. Oh, that chair's turning. Okay. So, I'm putting this over my feet. This is my monofin. This is not the one I'm using for it. But, so here's the whole mermaid outfit. Oh, I'm a lovely mermaid. Mermaid, get up there, monofin. I really like the monofins I make because they're really floppy, even when they're not in the water. The only thing is, when you put it up like this, it looks like that. Unless you don't put it in the water, it won't be like that. It'll still be hard, but it will be stable, and that's what I don't like. I don't want it to be stable, but I don't want to be, like, look, what, see? Like, just a minute ago, it was like this, and a mermaid would never look like that in a pose. I guess you can make it work. I'm a mermaid. Okay, taking that off. Now here's the hard part for mostly everyone. First you have to unstick it to yourself. I don't know if you have to unstick it, but I did, because the trash bag or the leaf bag it was sticking to me. And I'm just gonna... Okay. My legs feel good. Okay, so I have this extra part, but I'm just gonna leave it there, and it almost looks like a leg cast, if you know what I mean. Look at my legs, pretty legs. I'm just gonna straighten this out. Alright. Now, the test is if I can get this back on. Now, of course, I'm not going to do this, but you would have to try to put it back on. If it didn't work, then you'll have to take 2 more hours and make this. And I think this is really good for putting it on yourself, because it helps. I don't know. You know what I mean? I do not suggest using leggings, because that is not waterproof. Because once I got in the water, like the fuzz, I think this would like fit better on me if I had a swimsuit on. If you know what I mean. Because these shorts are like all bunched up when I'm putting this on. Come on. It's mostly bunched up in the back. Alright, there we go. Pulling it completely up. There we go. So that is it for this video. And this is now another way to get it off is to cut down the side and then just duct tape it back together, but the duct tape doesn't really stick that well. I can see pink hair in the background. Haha. Pushing off of the pink hair. Alright. Not the pleasantest thing to see a mermaid do. Dolphin, I am a mermaid. You should love me. What am I doing? It's like 10 o'clock and I started this at, what do I say, like 8 o'clock. So it takes 2 hours of this. But it's kind of worth it. If you're making scales, it's probably going to take all night. Or all day. Because most of my crafts are... Okay, let me just show you something. Sorry, Dolphin. It's probably somewhere in that pile. But I haven't even got a half of it done. I've only got like a quarter of it done. And it is for my Barbie. And I made a mermaid tail. And I'm doing scales on that thing. And I've been working on that for a long time now. So I would just make these scales like about that big so I can get done with it right away if I'm going to make scales. But I'm not going to make scales. And I'm just going to shove this off of me. Oh, it's stuck to my leg. Oh, it's so sticky. And so I'm going to let this air out and let it not be so sticky. I will put something in there. And maybe like... Maybe once I put it in the water, all this duct tape will flatten out and stuff. Now it's time to make the monofin cover. Okay? So I'm going to make another monofin. Be right back. Never mind about that because I'm not making one of these. I'm so tired because I just went to Sky Zone. If you don't know what that is the best place in the world. It's a trampoline place. And it has like a basketball court and this room, and it's just trampolines everywhere. The walls are made out of trampolines. The floor is everything, and they have like, I don't know. Yeah, but it's really cool. So yeah, bye.